Public safety proposition fails.
Plus, we are tracking showers and thunderstorms this afternoon with more on the way. The latest from the Skywatch Weather Center.
And calls grow louder to unseal the affidavit behind the search of former President Trump's Florida home.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Joplin City Council members discussed the next steps for improving public safety. This is KOAM News at Noon. I'm Tanya Bach. Topping our first 7 minutes, moving forward after Joplin's Proposition Public Safety fails to get a majority vote on August 2nd. Last night, the City Council focused on the results of the police and fire resource allocation study and discussed alternative ways to improve compensation for police officers. Study recommends the city hire an additional 22 police officers and create a strategically located station for the fire department. City officials say they want to increase the entry pay for an officer, which is approximately $36,000 a year after training. On the other hand, community members want city officials to be more transparent with decision-making and budgeting for public safety.
I think we need transparency. We need to start from the top, not just with a proposition, not just with a Band-Aid over the issue. We need transparency. We need to take care of our public safety members. We need to do it where the whole community benefits from it.
Building a plan to improve Joplin's public safety will continue to be an ongoing discussion between the city and community members. An explosion rocks the city of Parsons, Kansas Monday morning. The Labette County Sheriff says a suspect is now in custody, accused of setting off a bomb in a dumpster near the courthouse. KOAM's Yana Hatula takes us to the scene.
Around 4:55 on Monday morning, some residents living in Parsons, Kansas, next to the Labette County Judicial Center, woke up to a bang.
I heard a loud noise. I thought it was a train because the train always makes loud noise, but then I said, no, that sounded like an explosion. So I looked out the window and I seen a little smoke, but I thought it was coming from the light right over there. I thought one of the transformers or something might have blew.
The noise was neither a train or transformer, but an actual handmade bomb.
We had reported to us by one of the deputies that works up here that somebody had set a bomb off in the dumpster. We came up, started investigating, watching the video cameras, observed the person put the bomb in there.
The 63-year-old man from Parsons, who was not a new face to the police, was arrested later on and is in custody. No one got injured, but the explosion spread debris all over area, up to 1 block away from the scene.
One of the pieces of debris went a little over a block. It ended up going through a business window.
Residents nearby were all wondering what had actually happened.
Kind of nervous, but because this is our place of living, but it's good that the local authorities and stuff are on the scene and doing the right thing, and I hope they get to the bottom of it. This could have been dangerous. It could have been our home here, our building.
The police searched any debris from around the area and took a closer look at the dumpster.
I appreciate the help of the Parsons PD, the ATF and the FBI and the KBI. They all come and are lending assistance to help us solve this.
In Parsons, Yana Haudala, KOAM News.
Authorities say the suspect was arrested without incident. I'm ready for a cool down. Are you? Chris Warner has some very good news for us.
Yeah, we do have a big cool down on the way. And believe it or not, if you are southwest of where the rain's been falling, temperatures still expected to creep up near 90, maybe the mid-90s as we head into the afternoon. We've been dealing with these showers and thunderstorms as they slowly but surely make their way off to the southeast, and these aren't even the big show. We have more showers and thunderstorms on their way, and the one thing they're going to definitely help with is the drought situation. No change since yesterday, but the rain we're going to see is going to help reduce this. The extreme has already been reduced from what we saw last week, and all we can do is hope for enough rain to start to knock some of this out and at least get us down to severe drought and bring some more moderate drought into the picture. Right now, you can also see where the rain has been falling this morning. There is a sharp divide right along. It's also associated with our cold front too. So if you haven't had the rain, but you're behind that cold front, check it out. 77 Iola, 71 Fort Scott, 69 in Nevada. And again, south and west of the front, we're already in the upper 80s to lower 90s, and those temperatures will continue to rise. So again, where the front's been and where the rain's been, no real heat index values. You creep away, you get a little bit warmer, and then down here, this is why there's some heat advisories, because they're looking at heat index values pushing 100. Now, as we go through the night, thunderstorm chances will increase around 5, and they will stick with us all night long, with temperatures tonight dropping back into the 60s, and they will not move much as we head into tomorrow. We'll take a more deeper look at your forecast and what tomorrow holds in the week ahead here in just a few minutes.
All right, sounds good to me. Thanks, Chris. Well, President Biden returns to Washington this afternoon to sign the Inflation Reduction Act, representing a major legislative win for the White House and congressional Democrats. The bill represents the largest single investment in climate in U.S. history. Democrats argue the climate, health, and tax initiative will lower energy costs and also health care costs by allowing Medicare to negotiate the price of high-cost prescription drugs. Republicans oppose the legislation, calling it a tax and spending spree. With just less than months before the midterms, President Biden plans to hit the road in the coming weeks to explain what's in the massive bill. Well, it's decision day for primary voters in Jackson, Wyoming, who will determine if Republican Congresswoman Liz Cheney keeps her job. She's been encouraging Democrats in her home state to switch parties in order to support her in the GOP primary. But polls show Cheney trailing her Trump-backed challenger Harriet Hageman by double digits. In Alaska, Sarah Palin is on the ballot in a special election to fill the remaining months of the late U.S. Republican Don Young's term. That's a look at today's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes. Up next on the KOAM News at noon, the latest in the Trump investigation.
Calls are growing louder to unseal the affidavit behind the search of former President Trump's Florida home. I'm Skyler Henry in Washington with the DOJ's response as threats against federal law enforcement officers rise.
And later, we're making a spinach feta scramble in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. Several media outlets, including CBS News, have petitioned the court to unseal the affidavit, which was used as justification for the FBI's search of former President Donald Trump's home. Now, a judge set a hearing for Thursday afternoon to hear the case, but the former president wants it done sooner. Skyler Henry has the latest.
Former President Donald Trump wants to see the affidavit used to authorize a search warrant for his Florida home. The president wrote, "I call for the immediate release of the completely unredacted affidavit pertaining to this horrible and shocking break-in." The Department of Justice is fighting to keep the affidavit sealed. In court documents filed late Monday, prosecutors argued that making the affidavit public would cause significant and irreparable damage. The DOJ also says it would serve as a roadmap to the government's ongoing investigation and chill future cooperation by witnesses. Anger from Trump supporters over the search has led to a rise in threats against federal law enforcement. The FBI isn't taking those threats lightly, increasing security outside of the headquarters here in Washington. Authorities arrested 46-year-old Adam B., saying the Pennsylvania man threatened to kill FBI agents. Writing on the far-right social media site Gab, Bees allegedly said, "You've declared war on us, and now it's open season on you." He's been charged with one count of threatening law enforcement. This follows an Ohio man who was killed last week after attempting to breach the FBI office in Cincinnati. An FBI and DHS joint bulletin issued last week noted calls for civil war and armed rebellion in online posts. Skyler Henry, CBS News, Washington.
Agent investigating Adam Bees' online post alleges Bees wrote that he had accepted what he believed was an inevitable outcome, that he would die at the hands of the FBI. The affidavit says Bees wrote, "My only goal is to kill more of them before I drop. I will not spend 1 second of my life in their custody." Bees has another court appearance on Thursday. Still to come on the KOAM News at noon, Mr. Food.
Do you know how fresh the eggs in your fridge are? Join us today as we share a tip so you'll always be in the know.
But first, Chris Warner gives us a fresh look at your complete forecast.
So we've got a frontal boundary that is working its way into the area slowly but surely, and it's known as a backdoor cold front, and here's why. Because traditionally, our cold fronts come from the northwest and sweep southeast. This one is coming in from the northeast and will very slowly and gradually make its way south and southwest. So you can see exactly where it is, where all the rain, showers, and thunderstorms have been, just as we thought they'd be right around this time, now moving out of Nevada. So going back to early this morning, you see where they just kind of fired up, ran around, and they're moving out and they're clearing out. But we're not done with the rain yet. In fact, there's still a chance that some of these storms could get a little on the strong side. If they do, hail and wind are the biggest threats in this Brown area. But this is a very limited threat, but it's there. It's a possibility. Of course, if any of the storms get unruly, there's two things you can do. Number one, keep up with Doug Heddy. He'll be in tonight tracking the storms as they build back in. And you can scan this QR code here and get the Skywatch Weather app, which will allow you to take the Skywatch Weather team everywhere you go, or you can search for KOAM Skywatch Weather in your favorite app store. 7th and Range line, it is cloudy in Joplin right now, but no rainfall in the city yet. And we're warming up just a bit, sitting at 81, feels like 84 because dew point and humidity are both up there ahead of this system. In addition, the wind has already shifted out of the east in advance of this front. Temperature map is my favorite because you can very clearly see where the boundary is, and you can see where the winds are shifting as well on one side compared to the other, and you can also see very clearly where the low pressure center is as well, because those winds are just circling right around that. So if you're on the southwest side of the front, check out Newada, 93, 91 Veneta, 88 Miami, and then you jump to the flip side, 69 in Nevada, 71 in Fort Scott, and then just right down the road, 77 in Iola. So you can see there's a very sharp defining line on this boundary. Now, the nice thing about this boundary is it's going to give us temperatures that are going to be pleasant for everyone as we head into the next 12 to 16 hours. So we go through the night, thunderstorm chances build, temperatures steady out in the upper 60s, and they're going to hang out there for a while before they progressively try and rebound to the mid-70s. Now, points up north that see a little more sunshine may get a little bit warmer, which we'll see on the future track. So 10 o'clock tonight, we get additional storms. They're going to start even as early as 5, and they're going to start to really build in. I mean, they pick up overnight tonight. This is 2 a.m. You can see a lot of us getting in on the thunderstorm activity for a big batch of thunderstorms rolls on through. This is 7 a.m. Maybe some lingering showers and rumbles of thunders. We head into the afternoon. Otherwise, we start to quiet down, and temperatures do not significantly rebound behind all of this. And it's bringing us some rain that we desperately need as well to help with the drought situation. So this is as we go through this entire system into Wednesday, you can see some areas not getting as much in southeast Kansas, but then upwards of ½ an inch or more, even close to 2 inches around the Osho. So definitely something to watch out for with potential flash flooding, but otherwise much needed rainfall. Temperatures again don't rebound a lot tomorrow. We do progressively start to warm up Thursday and Friday before another storm system comes in on Wednesday. And not only does it bring us additional showers and thunderstorms, it also brings the temperatures down again. So we are going to enter into this nice cozy pattern. While rain on the weekend is not fun, it is rain that we need, and it's keeping our temperatures at a much more manageable level over the next several days.
All right, yeah, manageable level is important. So not bad, and I'm digging that Wednesday. That's pretty cool.
I'll take 76 over 106 any day of the week.
Yeah, we'll make it through today. All right. Thank you, Chris. We take this time to honor today's four-state hero, Sergeant Derek Clark in the U.S. Army National Guard. The soldier from Hume, Missouri, served 2 tours in Iraq, first in 2004 and then again in 2009. To Sergeant Derek Clark, we thank you, our four-state hero. Need a new way to enjoy scrambled eggs? How about starting your day with a Greek feast? Howard shows us how to make a spinach feta egg scramble in the Mr. Food Test kitchen.
Have you ever come home after a long day, opened the fridge, and couldn't find anything you wanted to make? I know I have. On those nights, I often grab a few eggs and get creative with whatever else I find. Now, if you're not sure how fresh your eggs are, here's a trick. Fill a bowl of cold water and place your eggs in it. If they sink to the bottom and lay on their side, they're fresh. If they stand on one end at the bottom of the bowl, they might be a few weeks old, but they're still good. And if they float to the top, they're history. So let me show you what I made the other night. I began by sauteing some spinach in a little olive oil, just until it wilted. To that, I added some eggs that I beat together with some oregano, onion powder, and a little salt and pepper. Once it started to set up, I added in a chunked up tomato and some feta cheese that I almost forgot I had. After scrambling everything together, I ended up with a Greek feast that was amazing. The eggs were nice and fluffy, the veggies made it super colorful, and the feta added just the right amount of tang. So the next time you don't know what to make, keep this spinach feta scramble in mind. And as always, the recipe is online. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found an exceptionally tasty way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
You can find this recipe along with a lot more good food from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen online. Just go to our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. Here's a look at our 4 state market prices.
After the rain moves through, which by the way, we're going to get some decent rain, temperatures will drop. They are not going to make it out of the 70s tomorrow as the rain clears out, and then even a brief rebound Thursday and Friday is cut short by more rain chances by this weekend. So definitely something to help out with the drought situation.
It will be welcome, for sure.
I hope it stays in the 70s tomorrow. That'll be so nice.
It'd be nice if it stayed in the 70s all week long.
Heck, yes. What do we have coming up tonight at 5?
Well, a lot at 5 for starters. Regulators in Britain are the first in the world to approve a COVID-19 vaccine booster that targets 2 different coronavirus variants. We're going to have details in Health Watch. Plus, the city of Joplin is looking to hire school crossing guards for school that begins Monday. And Joplin police give tips on how to protect yourself when searching Facebook. Hope you join us for those stories. A whole lot more, of course. It's coming up today on KOAM News at 5.
All right, thank you, Dal. Thanks for joining us for KOAM News at Noon. We'll see you right back here at 5 o'clock.